All right, let's talk about something that pretty much every business owner is chasing after: predictable growth. Today, we're going to break down a really powerful way of thinking called the momentum method. And at its core is this idea of commercial alignment that, honestly, could completely change the way you look at your business.
Look, let's just get right to it. If you're out there running a business and you feel like you're constantly guessing, pushing, but just not seeing those consistent results you're working so hard for, then you're going to want to lean in for this. This is for you.
Okay, so here's an idea that might sound a little controversial at first. The belief that you can just throw more money at marketing to solve your growth problems. It's just wrong. This whole philosophy suggests that the real answer is something much deeper, something more structural.
I mean, this is the question that keeps so many of us up at night, right? You have an amazing month followed by a terrible one. You launch a big new campaign and crickets. You get a whole flood of leads, but somehow none of them seem to convert. What is going on? Well, the answer usually isn't outside your business, it's inside.
And this really gets to the heart of the problem. You see, when your sales team, your marketing team, your delivery team are all off in their own little worlds, your business starts to leak. It's like a leaky bucket. You're leaking time, you're leaking opportunities, and worst of all, you're leaking trust with your customers. But when you get them aligned, wow, everything changes. Revenue goes up, you finally get some consistency, and that predictability we're all looking for starts to become a reality.
So, let's start by really digging into the biggest trap that so many businesses fall into. I like to call it the more marketing myth. And this right here is the key. The bottleneck in your business probably isn't a lack of leads. I mean, you could have leads coming out of your ears, but if your internal systems are a mess and can't handle them, what good are they? They're completely worthless. The real problem, almost every time, is your structure.
So when we say structure, what are we really talking about? It's not about adding a bunch of corporate red tape. It's just about discipline. It means having a CRM that your team actually uses consistently. It means your messaging is so clear a 10-year-old could understand it. It's about having a follow-up process that's relentless and an outreach rhythm that happens day in and day out no matter what. You fix these basics and you'll be amazed at how those leads suddenly start turning into customers.
Okay, so we've nailed down the problem. It's not a marketing problem, it's a structure problem caused by misaligned teams. So what's the fix? Well, it all boils down to one powerful idea: alignment.
And here's what we mean by commercial alignment. This isn't just some corporate buzzword, okay? It's a really practical process. It's about getting all the parts of your business that touch the customer: sales, marketing, your public presence, your follow-up, all pulling in the exact same direction, guided by a single, unified plan.
And this is a really important distinction to make. In this system, sales leads, they're on the front lines, having the conversations. Marketing's #1 job: to support the sales team, not to operate in its own separate creative bubble. When that relationship is crystal clear and they are working together every single day, that's when you get that real, lasting growth.
All right, so we get the theory, but what does this actually look like in the real world? How do we put this whole engine into motion?
You know, this whole system is built on a simple, timeless truth. People buy from people. You can have all the clever marketing funnels and tactics in the world, but at the end of the day, business is human. Building up the visibility of the leader, establishing a credible presence, and earning actual trust, these are the things that really drive growth, not the latest gimmick.
And here's how that journey from a total stranger to a real opportunity actually happens. It's a natural progression, not some rigid sales funnel. It all starts with just presence, simply showing up, consistently. Over time, that presence builds familiarity. People start to recognize you. That familiarity, when it's authentic, builds trust. And trust is the key that unlocks the door to a real conversation. And it's out of those genuine conversations that real opportunities are born.
Now, does this mean you have to do all of this by hand, one by one? Absolutely not. Technology has a huge role to play here, but its job is very specific: to amplify the human presence of the leader. It's about scaling your visibility and helping you start more of those conversations, not replacing you with some fake automated robot.
So what does that ethical outreach actually look like? Well, it's a simple human sequence. It's not about tricking anyone. You start with a simple, genuine connection. Then you ask a smart insight question to show you've done your homework. You follow up later with a single line of pure value and maybe a light nudge. And it all leads to a soft close. Just a simple, no-pressure offer to talk. That's it. No tricks.
Okay, so you've got the people-first philosophy, you've got the ethical tech to back it up,
So what does all of this give you, the person in charge? Well, it creates one thing above all else: commercial clarity.
Think of this as the operating system for your growth. It's a simple, repeatable 12-week cycle. You start by getting absolute clarity on your positioning and your message. Then you build the structure, the CRM, and the rhythms to support it. With that solid foundation, you drive visibility through content and outreach. And all of that hard work leads to real traction, meetings in the diary, a growing pipeline, and actual sales. And the best part? Every quarter, you review, you refine, and you do it again, building more and more momentum each time.
And the result of all this? The payoff? It's so simple, but it's everything. You stop guessing. That feeling of being overwhelmed just melts away because you finally know exactly what to say. You know exactly who to target. You know precisely how to follow up. And most importantly, you have a simple plan that actually gets done.
So that's really the question to leave you with. Look, this isn't some magic bullet. It's a commitment to building a smarter, more aligned, and more human engine for growth. It takes discipline, for sure, but the reward is moving from chaos to clarity. So, are you ready to finally make that shift?